village, and we have village representatives here, this is clearly an issue bigger than the commercial point. This is Cider Township and Pickaway County. So by all means, we are not trying to say something that's only going to affect our community as a village, but it's going to affect all of us. And that's why we thought it was important to have this community meeting about these issues. I know there are individuals, the township trustees are here. I appreciate their attendance. I know they have comments that they would like to make in regards to this. It's probably best that we get their information first, and then I can answer any questions from people that have signed in. Also try to give you a timeline of how this has occurred, and then also what efforts we are doing, us and others are doing to try to prevent this. I will have to say that, at the beginning of this, again, we learned about this Wednesday of last week, so we haven't had a lot of time. Through my research and through the investigation that we've done, I think there's, in my conversation with a lot of community members, there's been a lot of questions. I can say to you that the township trustees did not vote on this particular issue. This wasn't something that was, and I think that's a matter of much confusion within the community, that somehow the trustees voted to approve this lagoon. And again, I will let them speak for themselves, but from someone, a third party outside of the village, not associated with the township trustees, they did not vote on this particular issue. This is an issue that did not require their vote. From our research, it was an issue that did not require any type of public hearing. How is that possible? That's conversations we're having with the EPA and in our legislatures on how this possibly could happen. As most of you know, they pay attention to local government. As a village solicitor, we are always having to have public hearings for what we would consider minor things, certainly minor compared to this, and how this type of situation can be permitted with a mere public notice in a local newspaper is beyond belief. So with that, I will turn it over to the township trustees. I would ask everyone, this is an issue that obviously has a lot of us concerned. That's why we're here. This is an issue that a lot of us have passion about. This is our community, this is our families, these are our children. Please be courteous. I see children in the audience. Please watch your language. We want this to be a respectful and professional meeting, and we want everyone to leave here informed. No one came here to be cursed at or to be belittled. So I understand the passion, and I agree with you, and I don't have any problem with that. I just ask that we do have children, and so we keep our language and our emotions in check. Thank you. First, I'll turn it over to the township trustees, Mr. Bruno and Ms. Stark, or Mr. Stark, it doesn't matter.
I'm the person that's responsible for this. As Mr. Hess said, can you speak up, please? As Mr. Hess said, the township had nothing to do with this. Please. Not after we recall it.
Oh, come on, Doug.
One moment, please. Thank you for your patience. Again, please be respectful.
As I started to say, these two people here had nothing to do with this. This was my property, my doings, and they did not vote on it. Yes, we had a couple people from Quasar down and spoke to the trustees, spoke to the zoning inspector, but they did not have any vote on it. And they shouldn't be harassed, called names, or anything else. And I understand that they've been done on your Facebook thing. So that I wanted to clarify that very up front before anybody got that confused or anything else. They had nothing to do with this. This is my property. They had nothing to do with my property. I'm the sole owner of it. I'm the one who made this decision to look into this. Now, I signed a contract with this company several months ago. As of today, the contract is null and void. It was the 1st of October here because they didn't come through with what they were supposed to do. At this point, I'll guarantee you this will not be clear this fall. I'll answer questions here in a second, okay? If you have any. So, but my main thing is, these people, please quit bothering them. I've not had a phone call from any person in this room that I see, because I've not had any other than from 3 TV channels and 2 newspapers. You people can come to me and ask me. I don't need to lie to nobody. I'll tell you exactly what's going on. My number is all over the township floor. There's plenty of these people that have had it here in town also, and you're welcome to call me. I guess I'll quit right now and let Terry or Stacy say something if they'd like, and then I'll answer questions for you folks.
My name is Stacy Sard. I know a lot of you in the room. Just real quick, for anyone that called me Thursday or Friday, I apologize for not getting back to you. My phone did kind of blow up, and I know it's really pretty big. I had surgery last week, so I apologize. Thank you for the village for giving us this time to actually say a few comments. I know that there's a lot of questions, and I'm just thankful that Terry and I had a chance to give a brief statement on our behalf as well. Excuse me. In April this year, Quasar Energy Group came to one of our regular scheduled meetings to discuss their company and their biosolids program. And they also talked about a potential lagoon site at Mike Struckman's property. This project, it was discussed that there would be pending studies done. It was my understanding that it was not going in until these further studies were done. And Quasar Energy Group had also said that they would coordinate a public hearing, which through our office, Terry and I looked for paperwork from EPA, had no other correspondence from Quasar, heard nothing else. So I took the assumption that the project was not going forward. We truly believe that was done. We didn't hear anything from EPA, Quasar, or Mike about the project. I know we're both appalled, as the rest of the community. We both found out about the same time a lot of you did, which was last Wednesday evening. Joe Beeman called me at home, and that the permit was issued for that lagoon. Just so you know that Terry and I can speak for myself, Terry's going to say a few words too, but in no way have we attempted to hide any of this from you. This would affect my friends and my family as well. My community, our township roads. I have no reason to hide anything like this. This is a huge project. I know there's a lot of anger and angst, and I'm as frustrated as you, and I know you have to have a finger to blame, but I'd like for you to point it in the right direction. Again, I want to thank the village for seeing this public notice and being able to take quick action. to submit the appeal to Ohio EPA. I've been on the phone with them, as well as Terry, trying to find out more information about the process. I'm just as curious as you are to learn about the appeals process from Mike this evening, and I'm not sure how much he knows still or what the process is, so yeah, dealing with who we're dealing with, the EPA, I understand. So, anyway, we'd like to cooperate in any way that we can to stop this project, and projects of this nature in the future. Again, I understand everyone's angers and emotions revolving around the project, and I can say that we feel the same way because I feel this information was intentionally withheld from one of our fellow elected officials. It's unethical and it's costly. And I can guarantee that we're going to continue to work to make this right. Terry.
Well, I just wanted to say a few words about the process and the holes in the process. As it stands now, any farmer can change, can. As it stands now, any farmer can choose to build one of these lagoons, fill it with whatever waste can be called fertilizer, and apply for a permit to build it. Will most likely be approved by the EPA, and no township zoning code to do anything to stop the lagoon because of the agricultural exempt status. I called a zoning expert today and asked if we could push the envelope to make this pond require new zoning. He said no. The agricultural exempt status stands as long as any product can be used to fertilize, it is agriculturally exempt. Quasar, at a township meeting, they attended on April 3rd, said they were going to call a public meeting and do an EPA wind direction study, whatever that is, to determine how many people were going to be affected by this action. These two things were never done. As you well know, there's never been a public meeting. The zoning code state can't stop this, and EPA permits can be issued without a public hearing, so how do we stop this from happening again? The best thing I know is to call your state representative and tell them we need a public hearing before a permit is issued on a project like this. And we need lagoons, that hold hazardous waste to be classified as industrial sites so the zoning code can be used as a tool to stop this from ever happening again. In a conversation with the Assistant Director of Communications of the Ohio EPA today, a company like Quasar can call themselves a statutory agent for a landowner, apply for a permit for a lagoon like this, receive the permit, and the landowner does not have to sign any paperwork for the permit to be approved, which is not right. The landowner's signature should be required every step of the process. This whole process is messed up and needs to be changed. Well, it will only be changed when a group of concerned citizens like yourselves causes it to be changed. Thank you for your time.
Thank you all for giving me the words. Just prior to, I guess, starting to ask questions from individuals, I'll give you a little bit of what the village is doing and others are doing in reference to this case. Again, we discovered it, a village employee, if he's not the employee of the month, I don't know if he should exist, discovered this while looking through classified ads at the Circle Herald. Was curious as to what it meant, and we contacted our county, or our village engineer, to get his opinion about this. This was beginning of last week. Had a meeting with the village engineer Wednesday. By Wednesday evening, we discovered that a permit had been requested and issued. I think Terry's correct, and I don't want to speak for Mike and Mr. Struckman, but at least rumors I'm hearing is that he was even unaware that a permit had been issued on this particular piece of property. Again, I'm not familiar with the process of filing for this particular permit, but again, that seems counterintuitive to me that the landowner could be forced or at least unaware that this process